Hi, my name is Adriana, and today I will be going over my TBR for the Reindeer Readathon. What is the Reindeer Readathon? It is an annual readathon put on over the entire month of December. It was created by Eric from Break Even Books, and he usually has a bunch of co-hosts every year. I will link his announcement video down below, but it is closed to signups now, at least for like the competitive team side of it. But of course you can always do the prompts if you want. Speaking of prompts, there are a total of 9 prompts plus 3 bonus prompts plus like a bonus prompt. So I will go over all the prompts and what book I am reading with each prompt. But before I jump into it, please consider commenting and liking this video and subscribing to my channel if you like bookish things. Being the Reindeer Readathon, each prompt is a reindeer from Santa's sleigh. So the first prompt is Dasher. This is a prompt to either finish a series or finish kind of a soft DNF. I don't typically DNF books, so I will be finishing the Heroes of Olympus series with The Blood of Olympus. I'm really looking forward to it. I actually started it this morning because I am filming this December 1st, so I started it this morning and really enjoying it so far. Excited to kind of finish out this Heroes of Olympus series. The next prompt is Dancer, and this is a book with a cursive title or a flowy script with the title, and for that I will be reading The Rehearsals by Annette Christie. This is a Goodreads giveaway that I won over a year ago, I guess, because it came out in July 2021 and they typically give out ARCs, so I probably won it in like June of 2021 and it's just been sitting there on my TBR shelf for months. And I don't even really remember what it's about, but I'm assuming it's a romance and it's got curly script. So it's fairly short. We'll see what happens, but I think it will be a good time. The next prompt is Prancer, and this is a book that has your favorite season on the cover, either in elements of the cover or the colors of the cover. My favorite season is basically whatever season we are currently in, except spring. I don't like spring. But if it's summertime, love summer. If it's fall time, love fall. It's currently winter. I'm obsessed. I love wintertime. I love skiing. I love doing my thing. So right now my favorite season is winter. So for that I will be reading my arc of Cradle of Ice by James Rollins. This is the follow-up to The Starless Crown. Where did that go? The follow-up to The Starless Crown, the first in the Moonfall series by James Rollins. It's kind of a traditional group quest situation, and they are trying to save their world from being destroyed by the moon being prophesized to crash into them. So it's really fun. It is a fantasy world and a fantasy setting, but James Rollins is a veterinarian, so it's got a lot of cool kind of ecological science elements to it, and I'm just really looking forward to this second one, Cradle of Ice. I've been waiting for it since I read the first one, so I think that will be really fun. The next one is Vixen, and this is a book you want to read but you think might be overhyped. I struggled with this one a lot. I'm not super plugged in to hype. I don't really know what is being hyped, so I don't really know what is being overhyped. This is a bit of a stretch. Let me grab the book and I'll try to explain my reasoning. But I am planning on reading Ernest Hemingway's For Whom the Bell Tolls. I mean, I've been wanting to read this all year. It is kind of a modern classic, I guess you could say, in which case that could make it overhyped. I mean, who knows? I mean, many people have read it. I've heard Ernest Hemingway is an incredible writer. I read The Old Man and the Sea and really enjoyed it, but I don't know if I'm going to enjoy his narrative style for this many pages and with like an actual narrative to it. The Old Man and the Sea is basically nonsense. So we'll see if I enjoy his sensical? Is sensical a word? Nonsensical. We'll see if I enjoy his writing with an actual story attached. The next prompt is Comet, and this is a book with any sort of astrological word in the title. Pretty self-explanatory, but I will be reading Black Sun. Sun is an astronomical. Is it astrological or astronomical? So yes, sun is definitely astronomical. I am looking forward to this. Obviously, this has been huge. I've been wanting to read it for forever. Nat over at Nerdy Nat Reads bought this copy for me, and I am so excited to read it. I think we'll be buddy reading it together. I'm pretty sure we're buddy reading it together. We confirmed. We're doing it. It's going to be a great time. The next prompt is Cupid, and this is to read a book with your favorite trope in it. I typically tend to go into my books like really blind, like I don't even look up like tropes or read the synopsis most of the time. The closest thing I could find is I want to reread The Judas Strain by James Rowlands as a part of my Sigma Force reread in general. Like I said, this is the 4th book in the Sigma Force series, a fairly episodic series that follows the Sigma Force, which is a specialized unit of DARPA that is supposed to protect new and emerging technologies from falling into the wrong hands. So scientists with guns is kind of the tagline for this series as a whole, and I'm gonna call that my favorite trope. I'm obsessed with these books, I'm obsessed with this series and these characters. There's usually a maniacal rich bad guy. I love a maniacal rich bad guy. So I'm assuming at least a couple of my favorite kind of action thriller tropes are going to be in this because I really love these books. The next prompt is Donner, and this is a book you want to read but you don't like the cover. I hate to like say I dislike a cover because obviously some work went into that. Cover designers, cover artists, they are artists and I hate to discredit their work. But I do not like the cover of one of my NetGalley arcs, and that is Scatterlings. I don't know if they are going to like adjust the cover for being published in the US, but I believe the cover I dislike is the South African cover because this was originally published in South Africa and now is being published in the States. So this is kind of a historical fiction story in the 1920s when South Africa passed a marriage law or marriage act that outlawed interracial marriage, and this book follows a couple or like a family that has an interracial marriage and how they're dealing with that. So I think it's going to be super interesting and really cool. Really looking forward to it, but I don't vibe with this cover. The next prompt is Blitzen, and this prompt was a little more interactive. It had you run a random number generator between 0 and 9, and whatever number it came up with, that was supposed to be the number of pages in the book ending on that. So if you had a random number generator and it ended on 7, you could read a book that's 177 pages long, or 207, or 467. As long as it ended in a 7, you're good to go. And when I tell you I lucked out on this, like, looked out. I did my random number generator and it came up with 4, and then I was trying to like look through my physical TBR, see what said 4, and I was like, nothing really. And then I went to my Goodreads and then I like looked it up there, and then I found a book with 384 pages that I was probably gonna read this month anyway, and that is Stone Blind by Natalie Haynes. So technically, my copy is 370 pages, which is why I didn't pick this in my first look through of my physical TBR. But the American edition is 384 pages. Is that cheating? Maybe. But I don't think I should be punished for buying a beautiful edition of this book. Yes, the American edition, 384 pages. This edition, 370. But you know what? Whatever. It's beautiful. I mean, look at it. I really want to read it, so it's gonna fit. It's gonna work. This book, Stone Blind, as you can kind of guess from the title and from the cover and from the author, is a retelling of the story of Perseus, the man who slayed the Gorgon Medusa, and it is told from 3 different perspectives of the 3 different women in his life. 1, his mother, Danae; to his future wife Andromeda, and the last being Medusa herself. So I am so excited for this book. You don't even know. The story of Medusa, one of my absolute favorite myths, from the way she was created. She's just such a tragic figure in general, and I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed with Medusa as a story, as a concept, as an icon. I am so looking forward to this book. And you know, just a couple weeks ago, I prepared perfectly for this by reading Say Cheese Medusa. This is surprisingly accurate to the source material. Let me say, these Mythomania books, A+. But you know, I'm feeling good. I am so looking forward to this. I'm actually planning on picking this up today because I've been itching to read it ever since I got it. The last official prompt is Rudolph, and that is to start a new series. I am planning on reading It Happened One Summer by Tessa Bailey. I don't think it's like an official, like, chronological series. I think it's more of like kind of a romance companion series, but this is still the first one. So I'm gonna count it. I've been putting off my hold on Libby for like months now. So it's time to accept that hold, to read this book, to do the thing. So I am looking forward to starting that. Everybody I know who's read this has just loved it. So I'm looking forward to it. And then the next kind of set of prompts are the bonus prompts, and these you do in conjunction with your books from the main prompt. So if one of your books from the main 9 prompts also fits one of the 3 bonus prompts, you attach one of the bonus prompts to a main one. So I do have that. The first bonus prompt is Christmas Star, and that is for a book that's over 500 pages. I believe the only book I have in this list that is over 500 pages is this bad boy. It is 680 because it is mass market paperback. So they tend to be a little chunkier than their hardback or trade paperback counterparts. The next bonus prompt is Christmas Lights, and this is to read an ebook. I have a couple different ebooks, so we could just have your pick. Any of these will fit. Whichever one I read first, I will probably attach the bonus prompt to that one. And then the last bonus prompt is Christmas Carols, and this is to read an audiobook. I will be listening to The Blood of Olympus. That's the only audiobook I have attached to this readathon so far, so that will be that. And then the final bonus prompt is if you fulfill all of these other prompts, you can redo one prompt for extra points. If I manage to get all 9 of these books read, I will be listening to The End of Everything, Astrophysically Speaking by Katie Mack. So it's been a while since I've listened to kind of more of a science book, and I was kind of craving it. And with comet being an astronomical word, I was like, perfect. Astro science, astro something. Let's look at some astrophysics. Astrophysical, astronomical, those are related enough words in my book. So again, if I get all 9 of those, I will be able to count this book as my bonus prompt. So those are all the books I would like to read this month. It is a lot. There's a lot. There's a lot. But I'm hoping with like kind of the holiday season, I'll be able to, you know, get a lot more reading time in. We'll have to see. We'll have to hope for the best. But let me know if you have read any of these books and your thoughts on them. And thanks so much for watching, and I will catch you on the next video.